Welcome back. Are you and your family prepared for flu season? According to the CDC, more than 200,000 people are hospitalized from flu-related complications each year. Not to mention, on average, people spend about $130 in flu costs a year. Here to help us prep for the flu season is National Chief Nursing Officer Marty Moore. Good morning.
Good morning.
So, Marty, I have two little ones at home, an almost 2-year-old, a 3-year-old. We're a family of 4, and I get nervous about flu and cold season. Am I right to be nervous about it?
You absolutely are correct to be nervous about it, and so several reasons why. One of them is that you do have young children, and young children are a little more susceptible, as you well know, to viruses, and they share willingly, and thank goodness they do. We love those hugs and kisses, but you have to be thinking about it. And the virus this year actually is very much on track with the vaccination, though.
Okay, so that's what I was going to ask because, again, I'm not the only one with kids out there, and whether you have kids or not, we're all vulnerable to this. What are the predictions for this year? Do we think that the vaccine, like you said, is going to give it a good shot, pun intended?
Absolutely. Yeah, that was a good one. Absolutely, and here's why. We're tracking it. The Center for Disease Control is absolutely tracking it. We know that influenza A has 2 substrains. It's H1N1 and H2N3, and influenza B. And if you remember last year, the virus mutated, and so the vaccination was not as effective. This year, it's spot on. So that vaccination is absolutely very important.
Is a flu shot enough, or what else do we need to be doing?
Oh, there's so much more that you need to be doing. And so one of the things that I would encourage everyone is to think about being a flu fighter. And we have individual immune systems, and we have lifestyle, and we have busy things happening. So go to curad.com. Take a very simple test, and it's going to tell you exactly some of the things that you could be doing to help yourself to not contract the flu this year, because each one of us has our own immune systems, and there's things that we need to do to boost it up that maybe someone else doesn't.
Can you give us any tips or any kind of little hint on what's on that website? Washing your hands, I'm sure, is a huge one.
I would love to. So some things to be thinking about. One of them is what are your practices? If you're in an area where you have a lot of commonality with other people, are you touching elevator buttons? It's going to talk to you about how good is your hand hygiene. I don't see a lot of people coming off elevators and thinking about doing hand hygiene, and yet it's the most common area that viruses will transmit. Your hands are the mode of transmission for viruses besides droplets in the air. Most people don't understand that they live on inanimate objects for a long period of time. So you can touch something, and I call this the no zone, so don't touch your eyes, your nose, or your mouth. That's how the mode of transmission. The other thing I'd love for people to think about is get comfortable wearing a mask. And I love this. I use it all the time. It's the antiviral mask. It's the only one of its kind. And what it does is it inactivates the virus. If you use a regular mask, you'll have live virus on the mask, and unless you know how to take it off, there's a chance you're going to contaminate your hands. Now, in the U.S., we're not as comfortable with masks, so I just throw a scarf around it. But you cannot move fast enough if somebody sneezes to cover your face and mouth. You just can't. And so I try to protect myself that way.
Good to know. I like the idea of using a scarf to cover it. Well, Marty, thank you so much again. I know you want to send us to that website as we close.
I would love for you to go to curad.com. Thank you very much.
All right, stay healthy this holiday season. Thank you so much, Marty. Of course, we'll put more